Oh, no, I haven't really figured that part out yet.
Several of the greatest episodes of Chicago PD have centered around Kevin Atwater. Even if the third episode of Season 12 may not be the best Atwater-centric yarn, it's still a wonderful illustration of all Atwater has to offer as a character and the caliber of LaRoyce Hawkins' acting. Fans of One Chicago will also be happy that the authors gave Atwater another romantic interest. The plot of Off Switch centers on Atwater's pursuit of a quadruple homicide after receiving a guns-fired report. With the help of a psychotherapist, Atwater tries to reach the lone survivor, who has a close relationship with the suspects. He attempts to balance his obligations outside of the 21st District in the meantime. It's a dramatic hour with some unresolved issues, but it also highlights a fantastic character and provides him a fresh start. The overall idea of Off Switch is comparable to Split Second, Episode 5 of Season 11. Atwater becomes entangled in a case when he just so happens to be in the vicinity of an ongoing crime, Split Second, which was perhaps the finest Chicago PD episode ever produced, was also among the best Atwater episodes. This episode falls short of that caliber. Nonetheless, it does a great job of highlighting every feature that sets Atwater apart from other characters. It demonstrates his kindness for all people and, to a lesser extent, his dedication to his family and the occupants of the apartment complex he owns. All that's lacking is an opportunity to display his sense of humor, although jokes would be completely out of place throughout this specific plot. In his early encounters with Diane, the lone survivor of an attack on a nearby consignment store that claimed the lives of her 4 co-workers, Atwater's empathy is made clear to audiences. After escorting Diane to the ambulance and seeing her hidden in the rear room, he spends some time trying to comfort her. She is obviously still traumatized, and he shows patience and affection for her in their subsequent formal interview. However, Off Switch is also noteworthy since it highlights Atwater's shortcomings. His passion for the case drives him to lose his cool, and he quarrels with Dr. Valeria Valsoto guest star Natalie Linez on how hard they should press Diane to provide answers. Later, after discovering Diane battered and bloodied on her living room floor, he snaps at Soto. The episode demonstrates Atwater's three-dimensionality by allowing him to make errors and by showing him expressing regret for them. Throughout, LaRoyce Hawkins exhibits a wide range of emotions, never going overboard when Atwater becomes agitated. It takes a lot to really drive Atwater over the brink. Even when he's furious, Hawkins depicts how the character's nerves are brittle yet remains loyal to that. His facial gestures and eyes convey just as much information as the words, if not more. It is intended for the last scene with Atwater and Soto to be the turning point in which Atwater understands he must turn the metaphorical off switch. And Hawkins' portrayal brings the character to a point where viewers can feel his tiredness and his desire for someone else to take the load. Will this newfound chance, though, continue for more than a single episode? In terms of character growth, Off Switch squanders the chance to cast Toya Turner in the role of Officer Kiana Cook again. Viewers already know that Cook would ultimately work for intelligence, even if her first episode didn't provide them with much information about her. Although it makes sense that she's absent because patrol officers are only briefly mentioned in the case of the week, having her there would have allowed the writers to continue developing her character and provided an opportunity to learn more about her. I hope a next episode that focuses on Cook will fill in those details and give her the chance to shine alone, as Atwater did here. In Chicago PD Season 12, Episode 3, there are certain elements that were absent in earlier episodes, and some elements that are still absent. This is the first episode of Season 12 that feels as intense and action-packed as it should. The action sequences aren't simply there, they seem authentically stressful and chaotic. In addition, Marina Squarciati makes her first appearance of the season, and when her character Kim Burgess follows Atwater to cover him when he finds the final suspect, it's difficult not to smile. That incident serves as a little reminder of Burgess' unwavering support for Atwater, as their friendship and collaboration is one of the best in all of One Chicago.